Congressman Elijah Cummings is from Maryland, and he's the ranking member of the Committee on Oversight and Government Reform, and I'm delighted to say he joins us. Good afternoon, sir.
Martin, it's good to be with you.
Average American families stand to see their taxes, as we've said, go up by at least $1,000 if this payroll tax holiday is not extended. Now, we know that Republicans have pledged never to raise taxes. So, given that promise, why are they finding it so difficult to agree to the president's proposal?
I basically think that they do not want this president to have any success. They're looking at the next election and not taking care of their own constituents, unfortunately. And Martin, I hate to say it, and it pains me to say it, but I think that's what this is all about. I mean, again, keep in mind that they were pushing the extension of the tax cuts for the rich big time. And now we have a situation where we can make sure that the middle class, 160 million people, have an opportunity to get this payroll tax cut, which would allow them to save $1,000 or have $1,000 in their pocket. Suddenly they're saying no. And they've always said that folks ought to be able to keep as much of their money as possible. But now when it comes to a time where our people really need it, the economy is in bad shape, and families need this badly, they're suddenly saying no, or they are hemming and hawing.
160 million people. The president has made it clear that any attempt to tie the Keystone Pipeline deal to the payroll tax, any attempt to merge the two, that bill will never fly. But here's what House Speaker John Boehner said about this just today.
The Keystone Pipeline project will create tens of thousands of jobs immediately. It has some support in the House and Senate. It's pretty clear that the president has decided to push this decision off for a year, conveniently, until after his next election.
Sir, is that the Speaker putting his thumb in the president's eyes? And what are the implications for ordinary Americans if Congress cannot reach an agreement before deadline?
I think it's ridiculous, and I think that John Boehner needs to take his political cap off, put it down, and get this done. I think the president's absolutely right. I mean, this is not time to play politics. They want to put all kinds of riders, by the way, on this legislation. One of the things they want to do is reduce the amount of money going to the EPA, and it's effective. So it won't be as effective as we would like for it to be. And this could go on and on and on. The president is right. We need to shut the door to these riders and take care of the American people. And I think, again, Mr. Boehner is playing politics. Some of our Republican friends are playing politics. But I think this is no time for that.
Now,
I hope that they will set their politics to the side.
Now, there is some concern that extending the payroll tax holiday will inevitably affect the solvency of Social Security. But the Congressional Budget Office says the fund is solvent to 2038. So once again, is this Republican seeking simply to injure the president by any means, even if it means injuring 160 million Americans who'd have to pay more tax if this matter's not resolved?
Unfortunately, I have to answer that question with a yes, because we also heard from the actuary for the Social Security Administration that has made it clear that there would be no harm done by doing this payroll tax cut. So, you know, again, we can find excuses not to do things, but the American people are depending on us to do something and do it right. If we're not going to do it, we need to get out of office and let somebody else come in and do this thing, because the American people are depending on us. And I'm tired of the contradictions, tired of the hypocrisy. On the one hand, Republicans guarding with all their might, making sure that there is no tax hikes on the rich. But when it comes to a tax hike on the 160 million hardworking Americans, suddenly they say no, 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 no.
Senator Chuck Schumer has said he's going nowhere unless this is resolved. He's not going to take the holiday. The president himself, his family, he says, can go off to Hawaii. Can I ask, sir, will you stay in D.C. until this matter is resolved? I
will stay until it's resolved. I've got constituents who are in big trouble. They're trying to take care of their families. They're not trying to get a trip to France, just trying to simply get to have a decent Christmas. And they're not looking for filet mignon. They're looking for hamburger. And so I want to make sure that they're taken care of. I can't sit in comfort until they're comfortable. And I think every single member of Congress should take the same position.
Congressman Elijah Cummings from Maryland, thank you for speaking such sense on this issue. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Next.